Hello.
All right, so let's get started. It's 8:05 right now. Seems like very few people joined. Um, as far I know, we have around 12 people, 12 students in this class. Is that right?
Not sure.
12 or 14, something like that.
12 or 14, yeah. So seems like people are not joining on group session, but they should join. Anyway, so can some of you briefly describe me what has been covered in the class in last two classes?
Yeah, I think we covered a few things like class, private and public class, right? And kind of how to create them, and how they work. Also, we covered loops, for loop, do while loop, for, yeah, for loop, while loop, and do while loop.
Okay, how about if?
No, he didn't cover if.
Okay, if should come before for loop though.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, he didn't do that.
anyway.
He just, yeah.
Okay, all right. So okay, so I'll follow the same. I will start with those. So those are called Java statements that I have started last session. So is there any other question before I start? Any other question or concern?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, the timing of the class, Tuesday and Thursday, because Ramadan is tomorrow for some people, some are Thursday. Can we change it, or is it going to continue Tuesday and Thursday from 8 till 10?
So, no, about the Ramadan schedule, you will get a notice by today from admin.
Okay.
So the schedule will change, but I believe you will get you will receive a announcement in our group chat by today, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So is there any other question or concern before I start? Okay. So if not, let me start. So in last group session, we have started talking about Java statement. So now we all know what is expression statement and what is declaration statement, right? So expression statement is whenever, what is declaration statement? Declaration statement is a variable type followed by a variable, right? So this can be claimed as declaration statement. And what is expression statement? Expression statement is I equal, let's say, a value, right? So this is called expression statement, and this is called declaration statement. And these two statements can be written in one line, that is called inline assignment. So these two lines can be written as this, just as a recap, right? Is there any question here? Okay. So if not, then, and today we'll talk about control flow statement that Brother Tariq was, covered in the class. So let's talk about control flow statement. So what is control flow statement? So let me give the definition of the control flow statement. So is conditionally execute a particular block of code. So conditionally execute particular blocks of code, right? And in control flow statement, so I'll explain that. In control flow statement in Java, there are multiple control flow statements. What are they? Let me note it down here. So one is called selection statement, and then one is called repetition statement, and then the last one is called branching statement. Okay, so inside of the selection statement, we have if then, and then we have if else, then last one we have switch. And in repetition statement, we have for, then we have while, and then we have do while, right? And in branching statement, we have break, and then we have continue, and then we have last one is return. So, and that is all. So in Java statement, there are three kinds of a statement. One is called expression statement, one is called declaration statement, and another one is called control flow statement. So these two we have covered in our previous two sessions, group sessions, and also in the class. And in your last two classes, actual classes, you have covered basically, I believe, from here to here, right? So from if to for, while, and do while. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now let me discuss on that. So
we do the F. I'm not sure if we did the F else.
No, we didn't do.
We didn't do the F else and the switch. We didn't do them.
We can learn today. I think it's kind of,
yes,
as you just said, it goes before for loop. So like, it's kind of pertinent. We can learn it today. I'm just
so basically we should start from if then. For is more complicated, so we should have complete understanding of if else to understand for loop better.
Yeah, we didn't do the F else and the switch. We only did the for, while, and do. While.
Yeah, so let me talk about if else first, because that will help you to understand for much better. We should start from if. So that's the standard way. So once you understand if, that will help you better. You will have better understanding to for the for loop. So we can start with if, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, no, yes, sure. Right. So let me start. So once again, in three of the statements, Java statements, one is called control flow statement, and in control flow statement we have three kind of statement again. One is called selection, repetition, and branching. Inside of selection, what do we have? We have if, then, else, and switch. So let's start with if else. All right. So let me open IntelliJ. Before that, let me give you some hints here before I actually write the code in an IDE. Let me give you some hints. So if, what is the structure of the if then statement? So let me copy it and paste it here. So if then, in if then, so the structure of if then is the keyword if followed by the starting parenthesis and closing parenthesis, and followed by the if block, right? So this is the structure of if then, if then statement. What it does, what will go inside of this, parenthesis right here. Excuse me. So in a primitive type, what we have learned? In primitive type, if we open from here, so we have learned Boolean, right? So what a Boolean can be? Who can answer?
If the year, oh no, false, true or false, I'm sorry.
True or false, right?
Yes.
So Boolean can be true or false. So inside of this parenthesis, a Boolean, some expression should go inside of that. That will, that is equivalent to, that will return a Boolean. What does that mean? Inside of this, whatever you put inside of that, it should be either true or false. For example, let's say true. So I can put true here, because this is a Boolean value. Or I can do false. This is a Boolean value. Or I can say 5 less than 7. So what is 5 less than 7? So this will return a value. And what kind of value it will return? It will return a Boolean type, a Boolean value, right? So 5 less than 7 is true or false?
True.
It's true. So this is a valid if statement, right? If I write 5, this is a false. You will get error in IDE, because it requires a Boolean value, but you are passing a int value, correct? So it has to be, it must be Boolean value. Let's say I can tell 10 equal 10, right? So what this will return?
True.
Yeah, this will return true. So that means it's a valid if statement. Let's say if I tell, let's say 5 is not equal 5. Will it return true or false?
It will give you false.
This is false, right? Because 5 is not, okay, 5 is not equal to 5. So that is false, right? So, but this is a valid if statement, because this will return a Boolean value. Did you get the concept? Can I tell here x equal 5?
Yes.
I cannot tell it, right? Because this is not returning any Boolean value, right? So whatever you write inside of this parenthesis, it must be Boolean, or it must return a Boolean value, right? So
yeah, but if you define x before, it's fine, is it?
What is the question? Can you repeat that, please?
If you define x before, then you can do x equal to 5, right?
here I can say int x, let's say, and if I tell x equals 5, so we are just assigning a value inside of a variable, right? But this itself is not equivalent to any Boolean type, any Boolean value, right?
Yeah. But if you say int x semicolon and then you say x equal to 10, and then inside the parenthesis, and then you say f x equal to 5, then it's fine, right?
I mean, like this.
No. Go back. You see where you put int x semicolon, you put int x equal to 10.
Like this.
Yeah, then it's fine. It's okay, right?
So this is x equal, 10, and you are saying to write only x here. I mean,
no, x equal to
right?
5. X equal to 5. Then
X equal to 5.
that's a Boolean because x is not equal to 5 because we define x to equal to 10. It's gonna give us a false.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay. I understood what is your confusion. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is called excuse me. This is called assignment operator. This one,
Right.
right? And this is called
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
what to tell. This is what's the name of this? I forgot. Let me check. Equality maybe. It's called equality. Checking equality. So let me write checking equality. But you understood the concept, right?
Yeah. I guess.
Checking equality. So this operator right here is checks the equality between its left side and the right side's value. And the job of this is assign this value inside of this variable.
So
and
we have to do. So we have to do equal.
But this is true statement. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is true statement because this will return either true or false.
Yes. Okay. I got you. I
Okay. So now, let's say if I write, if I have a statement here, let's say system dot out dot print line. Let's say hi. So now, if I execute this statement, will hi printed or not? Will it be printed?
No.
No, because
X is not equal to 5.
right, exactly, excellent. So based on this I mean, this is a block, right? So block is started from here and ended here. So inside of the block, whatever it is, so execution of those lines depends on this decision. If this is true, this line will be executed. If this is false, then this line will not be executed. So if I write 10 here, now hi will be printed. Correct? All right. So now let me give you an example from the IDE. Let's open IntelliJ. You guys can do along with me. Better. So let me open a new project. It should be the Java project. checking if everything is working properly or not. Yes, so I is printed. So now we'll write some if statement here. So if I write if, let's say I have a value called boolean x equal true. Now if I write if x, so now if I run the program, is this line, I mean, will it print or not? This line will be printed or not? Who can answer it?
It should print.
It should print. Okay, let me try.
Oh, true, that works.
Yes, it printed because x is equivalent to true, right? So how about, so if I print this line right now, will it print it or not?
Yes,
Will it be printed?
yes.
Yes. Let me try. It didn't print. So why you are saying yes? So what is the logic? What?
Oh,
I mean,
sorry,
I mean,
sorry.
what you are thinking?
No, I thought, yeah, you boolean x equals false, then you declare.
Yeah. So boolean x equal to now false, right?
No,
So
no,
it should not print.
it's not false.
Okay. How about if I write, let's say 5 not equal 6. So if I execute the program, is this line printed or no? Is this line will print or not? What will be the print? I mean, what will be the result if I execute the program right now?
It will.
It will print.
Yeah, because 5 is not equals 6,
So which is true, right?
which is true. Yeah.
Okay. So let me try. Yes, you are right. So now you got the concept, right? So this must be true in order to execute this line. So now if I have, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I execute the line, which number will be printed and which number will not print, or nothing will print? What do you think? Anyone?
Nothing will print.
Nothing will print. Okay. Because
It's false, right?
okay,
Is it?
because it's false. Okay. Yes, you are right. But I mean, this is true, right? I mean, sorry, you. I mean, you are not right. You are wrong because 5 is not
Equals 5.
equal to 6. This is true, right?
True. I'm sorry. I thought. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. It'll print everything. I just got confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, if I write here 5, and if I write so now if I run the program, what will be printed and what will not print?
4 and 5 will be printed. 1 and 2, 3 will not be printed.
Okay.
I think number 5 is not gonna print it.
Why number 5 should not print?
5 is equals 5, but you declare 5 is not equal 5.
No, I think I'm not sure. Let me give my answer. Because if the last two are outside the bracket, the main method, it'll be printed regardless. But those are within the method, like 1, 2, 3 within the bracket. Because the condition is false, they're not going to be printed.
Excellent. Yes. So this will print anyway, right? Because this is not related with our if statement. This is outside of the if block, right? So this will print anyway, right? So now we have to figure out if these three line will print or not. So that is depending based on this decision right here. If this is true, then these 3 lines will be printed. If this is false, then these 3 lines will not be printed. Now 5 not equal 5. This is false because 5 is equal to 5, right? So this is false. Since this is false, this 3 lines, I mean, once the compiler got false here, it jumped to this line. It did not execute these 3 lines. So you got the concept, right?
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
Do we need to define the Boolean x equal to true, x equal to false, or we can do it without that?
You can you ask the question again, please?
I mean the Boolean, when you define x equal to true and x equal to false, do we need that, or we can just run it without that statement? We can run the program.
I mean,
like if you comment, like if you delete the one above, can we still run the program?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, this is not. I mean, that was a variable, right? But we are not using that variable here.
Yeah, I'm not using it. So I'm thinking we can still run it without that one.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Yes. So let me run it.
Yep.
4 and 5.
Okay.
So now we understood what is the how we should use. I mean, what is the use of if statement, right? So let me give you some more examples. So let's say I have a string. Let's say name equal. Let's pick a name from here. What is the first name? Amit. So let's write Amit here. Let's say one more string name 2. Let's pick second name, which is hello. Okay. Right. So I have 2 names here. So if I write a if statement, let's say if name equal omit. So if I execute this program right here, will this print or not?
Yes.
I think it will print.
Yeah. So it's printed, right? How about if I write name equal name 2?
No.
Okay. Nope. Okay, you're right. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. How about let's pick one more name. SHAWON. Okay. So if I now execute this program, what's going to happen?
It's gonna print a met.
So, I mean,
Oh, name
is
match. I'm
this
sorry, name match. Name match.
name match? Okay. Can you explain why?
Because name is a met, and you're saying if name is equal to name, which is true.
Excellent. Yes. So now we have understanding of the if statement. Is there any confusion about the if statement from anyone?
What's the, I'm sorry, what's that thing again, a double equal sign on line 17?
Is checking the equality between, I mean, the left side and right side.
Got it. Thanks.
If let's say if you do equal, it'll give you an error just without the double equal sign.
Yeah, of course, because that is will not return any Boolean value, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
it says
Yes.
required Boolean found string.
Yes. All right. I just wanted to check if it gives you.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. All right. So now, if we have understanding of the if, now let's move to the next one, which is the if else. So let me write down the definition of if just for your note. Execute if the given condition is true. All right. And what is the definition of if else? Execute if the above condition is false. So what does that mean? So now let's analyze it here. So here, right after the if block, if we write else, right? So now, if I run the program, what will print? So let me simply write 1 and 2 here. Let's come in this. If I run the program, what's going to execute? So what is the definition? Execute if above condition is false. That means if the above condition is false, then this will execute, right? So if I run the program, what will print? 1 or 2?
1.
1. Okay. Okay. So if I write now, let's say name not equal name, which is what? Is this true or false?
It's false.
This is false. So what should print? 1 or 2?
2.
2.
2. Okay. So let me try. So 2 is printed because this condition was false. So let me give one more example. Let's say name not equal name 2, and I have one more if statement here, and this is 3. Now if I run the program, which number will print? 1, 2, from 1, 2, and 3.
1 and 3.
2, number 1, because name is not equal to name 2.
No, 1 and
Okay.
1 and 3. Yes.
1 and 3.
Name is not equal to
Yes.
name 2, so it's true. It's gonna print the if statement. The else statement is not gonna be printed, but the system out is outside the brackets. It's gonna print anyway.
Okay. So let me try. 1 and 3. Yes, correct. Right? So if else if, but this can be extended. I can have multiple conditions just by saying if after else, and then again I can give some Boolean condition here. Right? And I can give condition here, and then the last one I can tell else system dot out dot print line. That's the 3 and 4. Now, some of you tell me? So I'm making this easy for you so that you understand. So what's gonna happen now? So I have 3. I have 1 here, then 2 here, then 3 here, and then 4 here. So which number will print?
I would say 1, 2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4.
And 4, yes.
Okay. So why 1 will print? Because
Is it true?
this is true, right?
Yes.
So what is the meaning of else? Else means if the above condition is false, then this will execute, right? If this is true, then the compiler should jump outside of the if statement because it already found something.
But you said else if name is equal to name. You give it another condition which is true, right?
Yeah. So this is true, but what is the definition of the else? It says execute if above condition is false.
Oh, okay. So I thought because you have the if there, that would
So you can
make it
think
true.
of, I mean, you can either remember the definition,
Okay.
or by understanding the else. So what is the meaning of else? If you
Otherwise,
translate
I mean,
to otherwise, right? Otherwise. So
yes.
so I mean, since something, I mean, it already found something, this line will not be executed, right? Any of this, so it will directly jump to the last line. You got the idea, right?
I got the idea now. Okay, because I thought when you had else if, then because of the if, the other if, that would okay.
Okay. So now, so
Can
what
you run it?
I mean, what should be the answer now?
It's only 1 and 4.
1 and 4. Let me check. Excellent. So now, let me do something. If 1 equal 1 and, so this is called and 1 equal 2. So now I have 2 conditions inside. So both needs to be true in order to execute the line. Okay. So else if name equal to name is 2, else 3, else 4. So can brother Amit, can you please answer this question? So what if I execute this line? What will be printed?
2 and 4.
1, 4.
No. 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Okay. So let me try.
I would say, how about 3 and 4? Another
3
answer.
and 4.
Yes.
Okay. So let me try.
2 and 4.
So 2 and 4. Yeah, Omid said 2 and 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that is correct because first of all, this is false because even this is true, this is not true. So I mean, true and false become false. So this whole thing will be false. Then this line will not be executed. Then again, this line will be executed, right? Because name is equal name, omit is equal omit. So 2 will be printed, and then once something got true, got true, then it will jump to the end of the if statement, and then 4 will be printed. All right. So now let me do some more here. Okay, and let's say 10. Not 10 actually. So 1, and this become or, right? So what is the meaning of this? This is called and. And what is the meaning of this pipe? Two pipes
Or
right? So or means if one is true, then we don't need to check others. Any one needs to be true. And means each and every equality should be true. Then the whole expression will be true, right? So now I'm picking the next person. Let's say okay. So Hilal,
All
can
right.
you tell
Okay,
what
before I start,
if I run the program?
yeah, before I start. So the else, when you add the F to it, you still follow the false condition. If you have else F, you still follow the the false condition, right?
Right. So the definition will always be true. So based on this and whatever I explained before,
Yeah.
what will execute? I mean, which numbers will execute? I mean, will print it in the console.
Okay, so you said if 1 is equal to 1 or 1 equal to 2. So this is a true statement. So you're going to print 1 because it's an OR statement. And then it's going to be 1, and then you exit the loop, and then you print 5. So 1 and 5.
Excellent. So let's run the program. It's just 1 and 5. All right. Now let me change something here. So I just made this change, this little change here. So can brother Shaun, can you tell what will be the answer now?
2 and 5. Sorry, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 5.
Okay. Why 3 will be printed?
Because name 2 equals name 2.
Okay, but once it got something
Okay, oh,
true.
sorry. If no, I understand. The first line is true, then it will jump to the line number 31.
Mm-hmm.
So it will
Okay.
it will be 2 and 5.
2 and 5. Okay. So let me try it. 2 and 5. Excellent. Right. So we have understanding of if. So what we have covered? We covered if and if else. Do you want more example, or you have now complete understanding of if and if else?
A quick question, right? Let's say if you write um, on line number 22, right? Name 1 is equal to name 2, and can you just write it down on 22? Name, yeah, okay. And then on line 25, you say name 2 equal to name 3 or something like that, right?
Should I write 3 here?
Sure. And okay, so that's okay. So in that case, the only thing I'm going to print is 4 and 5, right?
So now,
Yeah.
so first of all, is this true or false? So this
false.
is
False.
this is false, right? So this will not execute. Then it will come to here, and then this is also false.
False, yeah.
Right? And this is also false.
False.
So now what will be printed?
4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Excellent. Yeah. 4 and 5.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. So let me give you one last example. Okay. So let's say a string. Okay. So let's say if month, if month equal or right? So now let me copy this. Okay. So here, oh, I forgot. So in a real life scenario, you will see example like this. Okay. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and December. So we come from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So what I have to fix here. And we are all set, right? Okay. Right. So this number now, if I write a number here, based on that number, some of this string will be printed, right? So this is the real life scenario. So using this kind of if statement, if you, let's say, if I enter 5 here, what will be print if I execute the program?
May.
May,
Okay.
right?
May.
Let me try. It says May, right? And let me give you more for the real life scenario. So let me declare a scanner class here.
But like, quick question, what do you mean by that line 22? Like, if month equal to 1, like, why do you have to put 1 down? Oh, okay, never mind. It's January. Sorry. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me give you more real life scenario. So let's say okay, and
What is this?
Okay.
Okay. So dot. One second. So int n equal reader dot next in. Okay, so that's what I was doing. Input dot next int int month. So let's say in this case, now I am taking the number from the user. So let me delete this. Right? We don't need that. Let me comment out this line right here. So here what we are doing now, just to give you some hints about the real life scenario. So here, let's say I have a system out. So I'm taking this number from user. Let's say please enter the number of month. Right? So if I run the program now, it will ask from user to enter the number of month. Right? And and then the program will display the result of it. So after that, so here I can tell system.out.println the month is so it will then display the month. So now if I execute the program, run, so let's see what happens. It says please enter the number of months, right? So who is asking? The application is asking, right? When you go to ATM, when you insert the card inside of the ATM machine, what it says? It says please enter your PIN number, right? So same way, this application is asking please enter a number of months. So as a user, when you enter a number of months and press enter, it says the month is June. So you got the idea, right? How you can use this type of statement inside of your program.
Yes, yes. Question here. So you had to use the import java.utl.scanner, right? See at the
Yes.
top?
Yes.
What is this here?
But also, I have imported this for taking input from user. Before we were hard coding this number, right? So we just before we told that int month equal some number, we just hard coded the number here, right? Before.
Yes.
So now instead of hard coding, that is called hard code, I am taking that number from user.
User. Can you go
from
up?
customer, right? So that's
Yes.
the reason we have used this scanner class, but you don't have to understand this scanner class right now. Our goal is to understand the if statement.
I've seen. So is that when you do like the new operator, is that object? Is that called the object or
Which one?
The scanner input equal to new scanner?
Yes. So we are instantiating an object. Yes, but we did not cover object yet. Object will come maybe after 2 weeks or 1 week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get you.
So any question from here? If not, then we move to the next topic.
The F statement we're good, but the other one we have some question, but you said it's not the time for it.
Yeah, about the scanner.
Yeah, the scanner and the other, the one the scanner input equal to new scanner and system out.
Oh,
can
okay,
you go
yes.
over them quickly, or like we'll leave them for next class?
I mean, yes, we'll. I mean, this is not. I mean, this is actually a Java class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I imported this Java class to create an object. So what this class can do, what this object can do, this can take input from user during runtime. What does that mean? When the application will run in the middle of the middle of the execution, it can take some input from the external source, right?
Yeah.
For example, in this case, the external source is user or customer, is directly taking input from the console.
Yes.
Right. So the
Now,
input
what
can come
did
from
you get the next? What did you get the next int? Where did you get that from? Have you created that? Have you defined that previously or no?
This
Next
one next.
time. Yes.
So
You know,
this is a method.
if you delete that, can you delete it?
This
Delete.
one.
No, no. Till the period. Delete that one.
Delete this word, right?
Yes. And then delete
Okay.
the period. The period. Now, when you hit the period, does it show up? When you insert the
Yeah, it
period.
should. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So were these defined previously, or this is part of Java?
So as I mentioned, this is a class of Java, right?
Yes.
So how many classes there are in Java? Built in. How many classes? Do you know?
No.
So 4,000 plus. So there are
Okay.
4,000 plus classes there in Java, and in every class there are some class members, those called fields and methods. So now if I show you those 4,000 classes, Java API. So this is the list of those 4,000 classes. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So these are packages. So inside each package there are class, right? So for example, these all are showing from Java applet. We are using Java util package, right? So if I go to Java util package from here, Java util right here, right? If I click
Yes.
Java util, so under Java util there are many other classes. And which classes we imported? A scanner. So now
Scanner.
look for a scanner here. Scanner. Right here, scanner. So now if I go to that class, and now as I told you, each class has its own methods. These are called methods, constructor, and fields. And which method we have used? We have used next int, right? So now look for next int. It should be here. It should be somewhere here. Next int right here, right? So what is the definition of it? It says scans the next token of the input as an int. That means it's scanning for the next token. Token means whatever user provide. That is called. Every word can be considered as token. So it's actually taking the next token.
I got
Okay?
you. I was just wondering where you because you didn't define it. So it's part of Java. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll come to that. This point later. But I'm just giving you some hints since you asked me. All right. So now we have understanding of the if statement and if else statement. We have done if and if else. So let's start with switch. So switch is basically whatever you can do. If else, you can actually do it by switch, but more organizedly. So let's say this right here can be converted to switch, right? So how switch works? Let me give you an example right here. Switch, and then here month, right? So I can simply write month here, and then I can tell case 1, and I can simply write this line right here. So this is my case 1, right? And then copy this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? So now, and we'll have some break statement here. And we can, and there's a default, and we can provide a default statement. We can simply say invalid month. We could have also told it here, right? We should have actually one. Here, we should have one more. And it should say, it should not have any if, and it should tell invalid month. Please enter a valid month number, right? So now, if I execute the program, let's comment out this for now. If I execute this program, and so it's asking for a month right here in the console. So what's going to happen if I write 100 here?
Invalid.
Yeah. It says invalid month. Please enter a valid month number, right? MBER. Okay. So now we are actually, so what we are doing, we are converting this if else scenarios to switch. So how switch work? So switch work exactly same as if else statement, but in a different way, right? So it's taking month here, and based on this, right? Based on, so month will have a number, right? So based on that number, it will jump to that number and execute that line. You got the idea? So now let me comment out this. If, and let's try if this is working or not, right? So let me execute the program. Looking for a month. Let's enter number 10. It says the month is October. You got the idea?
Yes.
For you, the exit, the break, and there's another one. Break. There's two other things. Condition, right? And you know, you said break or something. Break. And other.
Break.
Yeah, there were other condition. Break and two other terms. Now in the if and else statement, we don't need to use those because if it's false or true, it's gonna exit. We don't have to use those, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So on in the switch, we have to use the break. These.
Yeah, in the switch we have to use the break. So let me give some more explanation about the break. I think that is also important. This is the proper way to write. Okay, so now about the break. So what's gonna happen? So break, right? So if I write, if month is equal 1, then 1 will be printed, right? And it says after printing 1, it will break the loop, and it will go outside of the loop. So if I take out break from here, now if I execute the program, and if I write month equal 1, what will be printed? Who can tell? Who can guess?
January and February, is it?
Excellent. So if I write 1, It says January and February. Since we do not have a break here, so it fall down, right? It fall down to the next one. It also printed the next one, even though it's not true. And after that, break. Did you get the idea?
Can we use the other two conditions? There was like three break and two other things. I forget what you had them in your note. You had break.
Oh, yeah, we didn't come to the branching statement yet.
Okay.
So we are now here.
Oh yeah, switch. So we only use break for the switch, but you cannot use return or like here you only use break. Return, you would go back to the method, right?
Inside of switch, yes, you can only use break, nothing
Break.
else.
Okay.
So break came here since break is also part of switch. That's why that came here. But we will come to this part later. Okay. So now, who did not understood the concept? So if I now let's say 2, right? So let's say I have break here, but I don't have break here. So now, brother Amit, or who is the first one? Brother Amit, if I execute the program now, and if I pass 1 as a number, what will be printed?
Okay, so you're gonna type when you say please enter the number of the month. What are you gonna type in?
Let's say number 1. So if I hit enter button, what it will print?
Oh, it's gonna just print January.
Okay. Should it print February or not?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, right? Because after January is breaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let me try.
Thank you.
January. Okay, no problem. So now let me give you one more example. Let's say I'm taking out break here and here, and I am executing the program, and I'm passing the number 5. So the brother Halal, can you tell me what it should print?
Said 5. I'm thinking it's gonna because it's gonna go 5 and break. So it should be just me.
Today.
You didn't? So mean.
Can you give me a 4?
I'm gonna
Hello?
take this.
What it should print?
No, that's good.
I'm thinking May.
May. Okay.
Yes.
I can hear some noise. If you are not talking, please mute yourself. Okay. So let me print, execute the program, and it says May. Yes, you are right. Okay. So one more question. Let's say I'm taking out break from everywhere. And here, right? And if I run the program and pass, let's say number 4. So, brother Shaun, can you tell me what should it print?
April, May, June, July, August till September.
No,
Okay.
April.
Why?
There's no break.
Okay. So why not October?
Because afterward there is a break. And
Okay. So the break is before October or after October? So should it print October or not?
it will print October.
Yes, it will print.
Okay. Okay. So let me try. If I okay, I didn't pass the number. If I pass 4, press enter. So from May to October, right? So you got the idea, right? If I have break here now, if I execute the program, what it should print?
Then
Who can tell?
May, June. April, May, June.
June, up to June. Yes, correct. How about if I execute the program and if I pass 15, what it should print?
Invalid month.
Invalid. Excellent. So we have complete understanding of if then, if else, and switch. Any type of question it will come, you can handle, right?
Yes.
Anyone needs more explanation about this? So we just have completed the selection statement. So now we can jump to a repetition statement. But is there any question from selection statement? Any one of you? No? Okay. So let's move to repetition statement then. It started with the for loop, for statement. So let me tell you what is the structure of for. So the structure of the for is as Brother Amit said, so for was covered in the class, right?
Yes. Babe, I don't want
So
chicken.
what type of example you did in the class?
I don't want chicken.
It doesn't taste good, like in the sense that it feels like it's not cooked enough.
I cooked it so much.
I don't know. I think it's probably in the fridge for a long time, I guess. I don't like it, baby. Sorry. It smells, baby. I'm sorry. It's not you cooking.
Amit, mute yourself.
Oh,
so
Brother
sorry.
Amit, are you talking with me?
I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. Like I was talking.
Oh, okay. No,
My bad.
don't
I
worry.
apologize.
So so you just told at the beginning of the session you said so for was covered, right? So what type of example brother Tariq shown in the class?
He briefly went over with how to increment and decrement and stuff like that, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to kind of thing, like comparing numbers and go into a loop. Like so, he covered for loop, do loop, and do while loop briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we also did the class and object, right?
Yes. He also the private and public.
And then what is it? Getter and setter or something like that?
Yeah, getter and setter. Yeah.
Okay. So one by one, so that is another concept: getter, setter, object, and class. So for is another concept. So I should continue with for, right? Is that okay or okay? So I'm following I don't know. So brother, why he did not cover if? So we have covered up to this point so far. So now we are in for. So once we complete all this, then we will start with class and object. Is that okay with all of you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So for a statement, so what is for? First of all, did I give you the definition? Oh no. So let me give you the definition here. So for is execute. So execute with increment till the condition is true, right? And what is repetition statement means? It means looping, right? And what is selection statement means? It means decision making. Okay. So now I didn't write the definition of switch. Switch should be execute the match case default otherwise. Okay. So now we are dealing with for, which is execute with increment till the condition is true. Okay. So what is the structure of for? The structure of for is the keyword for and followed by the opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis and the for block, right? This is optional if you have a single statement, but it's required if you have multiple statements. So this is the structure of for, and inside of this parenthesis, there will be, three things can be added inside of this parenthesis. So what are they? One of them is called initialization, and then termination, and then increment. Right? So what is initialization? We did initialization in our first class, right? That means initializing a number int I equal 0. What we are doing, we are initializing.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hello. Can we use
Yes,
decrement too in for loop?
Can it what?
Can we use decrement instead of increment?
Oh yes, sure. Yeah. So I should not write increment here, right? So increment and decrement, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That is a good catch. So yes. So inside of for loop, there will be three things. One is initialization, termination, and increment or decrement, right? Or changing. I don't know if I have a better term for only one word. Anyway, so increment and decrement, right? So now what is initialization? Initialization means assigning a value into a variable that we did in our first group session. So we all know what initialization means. This is an example of initialization. What is termination? Termination. Termination is nothing but a Boolean condition. Let's say I can tell, let's say I, so int I equals 0, right? So I less than 10, right? So this can be considered as termination. Why? So I is less than 10, which is true, right? And increment and decrement. So we can increment this I in this technology right here. So we can actually increment I slowly slowly in every iteration, we can change the value of I. Let's say initially I is 0, and then I, in our next iteration, we can make I to 1 or 2 or 5, right? So we can slowly increment I, and eventually if I is greater than 10, then this will not be true anymore, right? So that can be considered as termination. Did you get the idea? So what will be an example for this, for let's say int I equal 0, right? So this is my initialization, and comma, and what is termination? Let's say I less than 10, right? Comma, and increment we can tell I plus plus, right? So in this structure right here, initially I equal be 0, and then in every iteration, so how many times it will iterate? Iterate means what? Whatever inside of the block we will have, so whatever statement we will have here. So let's say these are all statements. So these all statements will be executed again and again, right? What is the definition of the for loop? Execute with increment till the condition is true. So how many times this will this will iterate until the execution is true? This will run again and again. Am I correct? Did you get the idea? So once again, this is the first portion will be initialization, the second portion will be termination, and the third portion will be increment or decrement. Right?
Quick
so
question.
based on this, yes.
Sorry. So on increment and decrement, right? I plus plus. Oh, can you write it some other way, like I is equal to I plus 1? It doesn't always have to be 1, because whatever yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you
I
want
is
to
equal
write
to,
I equal I plus 1, right?
yeah, but it cannot always be 1, because, or it always has to be 1. Is it always
No, no,
incremented by 1?
no. It can be 2, 3. I mean,
Yes.
you can.
So
It's
let's
based
say,
on your need.
yeah, if you initialize your I to 3 or I to 5, it's gonna increment or decrement by either 3 or 5, right?
So here, right? This, I mean, should I make this to 5? You said.
Yeah, if you make this to 5, then I is gonna either increment or decrement by 5, right?
Right. No. So this is 5, right? So in
Yes.
this case, now I started from 5, and you are incrementing I by 3 in every iteration, right? So in my first iteration, I will be equal 5, right? In my second iteration, what will be the value of I? You can
8.
tell. 8. Excellent. So I will be equal to 8 because 5 plus 3 is 8,
Got
right?
it.
So first, I mean, if I have a print line statement, let's say print Amit. So in my first iteration, this line will be printed, right? So in that time I was equal 5. Whenever I is equal to 5, this line will be printed. And how about second time? I will be equal 8, right? Will this line printed or not? Will this line print whenever I equal 8?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes. So what
Yes.
about the third iteration? In third iteration, I will become what?
No, it will be 8 plus 3, 11.
So it's not gonna print.
11. So 11 is not less than 10, correct?
Yes.
So this condition will be false then. So that's the reason this will not. I mean, the omit will print only twice. So what was the definition of for loop? The definition of for loop is execute with increment till the condition is true. If the condition is false, then whatever inside of the for body, that will not be printed or will not be executed. That is the idea, right? So now let's go to the interface and let's do some example. Do you guys need this, or I can delete this? I don't know. If you want, I can actually copy that and paste it to, 1 second. Let me give you. So this is an example of switch. And this is an example of if else. Okay, so you have it now. Now let me comment it out, and let's give some example of for. So I want to print number 1 to number 5. Who can help me write this using a for loop? Anyone?
What do you want to print?
Number 1 to 5.
1 to 5. So you say int.
Using a for loop.
Yeah, you have to define the int, like int x equal to for example 5.
So let me okay, copy this and paste it here. So this is your note,
Yes.
right? So this
Yes.
is the structure of the for loop, right?
Yeah.
Now
Or
follow that.
yes, you can say int x equal to 6. You can say 6.
Int x equals 6.
Yes.
And
Then you can say 4. You do the for semicolon.
Oh, why to write 4?
Right, and then you do the for loop 4. enter, parenthesis. He said 1 to 5, right? X equal 1, X equal 1. That's the initial, right? And then we want to make X less than X less than 6. And then semicolon, I++.
Excellent. Okay.
And then you do the bracket, right?
Okay.
And then you do the system out. Okay, and then you do int 6, right? Int x, or we can do any, right?
I mean, you tell me.
I'm trying to think. The quotation.
Quotation.
Just num between the number. Yeah, quotation. Inside the quotation, just num equal to.
Num.
Yes. And then run. It should print 1 to 5, because once it gets to it's always going to be true. X is going to be less than 6, but when it hits 6, it's going to exit the loop. Should be.
But here you are not printing anything, right? What you are printing?
Oh, how about we say print 1, 2, 3? I'm sorry, num equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
So if you write 1 to 3.1 to 3, 4, 5, then what is the purpose of writing the for loop, right? So okay, let me tell you this. So we have the code here. Don't worry, we are coming to that point. So if I want to print number 1 to 5, so the typical way to print number 1 to 5 is like this, right? So, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And if I run the program now, it should print 1 to 5. Here is printed, right? So now we are repeating the code. We should not repeat code this way, right? So there are, in Java, there are some technology by which you can write this, only once, and using for loop, you can utilize that 5 times. So that is the whole point of using for loop, right? So instead of writing 5 lines, now we are using for loop, and this print line statement we will just simply write only once. And so what should we write inside of this statement? So here we have hard coded, right?
Yeah.
We have hard coded the number, but here we don't want to hard code, right?
Just
so
print
what
X.
we should write?
Print X.
Print X.
Oh.
Okay. Excellent. So what is I here?
Oh, good. I.
Yes, hello. What is I here?
I is the increment.
Increment.
So, from where I came from, did you ever declare I?
No.
No.
So why? So from where I came from? Why?
From one, because X, the initial is 1, right? X is 1.
Yeah. So should it be X or I?
It will be X.
It will be X, right?
Yes.
Because this is not I, right? It can be any name. It can be Omid, right? It can be Omid, but in that case, it should be Omid too, right? It's just a variable name, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So since you declared it as X, let's write it X. And why this line is for? Why do we need this line? We don't need this line, right? So initialization can go inside of the for loop. So we can comment this line and we can simply initialize inside of the for loop, correct? So now, is this code, is Is it the complete version of the code, or we need to make any other change?
Oh, okay, I see. No, that's fine because the initial value is x is 1, and then you increment, so it's fine.
So it will print 1 to 5.
Yes, 1 to 5 and exit the loop.
Okay. So let me try. Yes, you are correct. So it printed 1 to 5. Right. So who can help me print number 10 to number 20?
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Okay,
Please
so
proceed.
yeah, 4.
4. Should we change this or write a new one?
Oh,
4.
I mean, you could either 4 int int space x equal to 10, and then you do a termination, so you could semicolon. Okay. X is
Less than 21.
yeah, you could less than 20 or greater than equal to 20. You could say that too.
Greater than
Greater
equal
than
20.
20, yeah, and then semicolon. And then you could say x a space x plus plus. Yeah, and then you can just copy and paste line 13.
Okay. Is it done?
Yeah, that should do it.
No,
So
but
let me try.
X is greater
Okay,
than
let
20.
me try.
yeah,
let me
it
try.
should be. I'm not sure. It should be x less or equal to
Less than 21.
less or equal to 20.
Oh, less than equal to, yeah, I messed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than equal to. Yeah.
Let me try it now.
Yeah.
Yes, great. So number 1, number 10 to number 20 get printed, right?
Yes.
So all right. So now you have understanding of the for loop. And now if I tell print only odd number from number 10 to number 20.
Oh, then you need gonna have a for statement, and within that for statement, you're gonna need a if statement.
Excellent. Okay.
I have a quick question before you get into that. So okay, so if you look at number 19, right? You said x plus plus, right? And it's incrementing by 1. Like I don't understand the concept. When does it increment by 1 and when it doesn't? It increments by some other numbers. Can you give an example when it increments by different numbers? Not by 1.
So now if I write here x equal x plus 10.
Oh, okay,
x equal x plus 10. So what will be printed if I execute the program now?
It's gonna print 10 and 20. Oh, x is 10 plus
20.
10. Yeah, it's gonna print once. Yeah, just print 20. Just print 20.
How about 10?
No, 10 and 20. You were right. 10 and 20. It's always gonna print the initial.
Oh yeah. Why is it always gonna print the initial one? Okay.
Okay. So let's think this way. So x equal 10, x less than equal 20, x plus x equal x plus, let's say 5. Right?
Yes.
So how the execution will happen? So let's analyze it here. Okay. So in first iteration, is this true or false?
True.
X equal 10. So x equal 10. I'm saying 10 less than equal 20. Is it true or false?
True.
Is it true? So that means this block will be executed, right? So what this will do, it will print x, which is number 10, right? Number 10. So this is my first iteration. In my second iteration,
Sorry.
After coming here in my second iteration, it will jump to this point, right? Again.
So
now X.
I'm sorry to interrupt. So the first iteration, it does not increment. It takes the face value of the 7, the initial value of the, initial value of the X, right? So the first time it does not increment. The second time onwards, it increments, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
So it always increments by, sorry, it always increments by 1 unless you declare a value, correct?
Not by 1. Whatever number here, I mean, in this
if I didn't have
5,
any
right?
number, if I didn't have any number,
Then
would
you
it
have to
increment by 1?
Yes, you must give a number, but in Java, this is I plus plus is called incrementing by 1. So this is equivalent to.
Got it.
So this is equivalent to I equal I plus 1. So this is same as this. So inside of this, actually there is, I mean, you are incrementing by 1 by default. So this is a style. I mean, this is the way to write. I mean, like the shortcut, you can tell. You got the answer? Okay. So yes, Amit. So in the second iteration, then I mean, what will be the number
15.
here?
15.
15. So 15 less than equal 20. Is it true or false?
True.
This is true. So it will print. What it will print?
15.
15.
And
so in my third iteration, it will become 20.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 is less than equal 20. Is it true or false?
True.
Is it true? So it will again print 20. And in the next iteration, it will try. It will try for the next iteration, by the way. It will try. So 20 equal to 25 less than equal 20. But this is false.
It will terminate.
That's the reason this will not print. Then it will jump to the end of the for loop. Right?
Yeah, understood.
So,
thank you.
So the next question that I asked, if I want to print only the odd number from 10 to 20, what logic I have to apply?
If statement.
Where? You can modify this right here.
Yeah, inside the for loop.
Okay. Can you do that?
I'll try. I don't think I can, but if, okay, you can write after line 20, and then you hit enter, and then you say if.
We need to have a checkpoint, right? Just before the number gets printed, we need a checkpoint. So in which line the number is printing? I mean, get printed. In which line? This line, right? So at this point, I mean, this line, the number is printing from here, right? I mean, line number 20. Am I correct, Amit? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So after 19, hit enter and then put in the if else.
Exactly, yes. Because just before it gets printed, we need to have a checkpoint. We have to give some sort of instruction, check the number, or some sort of logic we have to apply. If that logic match, then we will execute this line. Otherwise, we will not execute this line number 20, right? So it should be after after line 19. Okay, now you can proceed. Whoever wants to answer, Brother Amit, you want to answer it?
I'll try. I'll say if.
Okay. So what to write?
If. And then I'm lost. I don't know.
Okay. So we have learned the if structure, right? So where did we learn here? So what is the structure of if? So if followed by the open and closing parenthesis. Instead of that, there has to be a condition which returns to a Boolean type, and then the if block, right? So now,
what was the question? I stepped out. What was the question?
The question is, I want to print number 10 to 20, only the odd number.
Only the odd number. So you say F, right? Then you say parenthesis,
Yes.
right? 220, right? Fx less than 21, semicolon, right?
Instead of if statement, we should not. I mean, there should be only one expression, right?
Oh, I
Only
got
one
it.
One statement.
I mean, because I don't know the expression, so I'm just gonna like kind of try to hard code it. If x equal to or equality, like double equal sign, right?
Okay.
And then you put. I'm just hard coding it, okay? And then you put 11 and then and 13 and 15 like that, and you go up to like 19. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not the efficient way of doing it, but that's what
okay. Yeah, but you are
that's what I can
right?
think of right now. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you have something better like way to do it.
So what is the first? We have to understand what is the better way to get the odd number or even number. So we are you familiar with mod?
So
you are familiar with,
little bit, yeah.
So these are your, I mean, you are familiar, right? So plus, sign, additive, and this is minus, or subtract. This is division, and what? This is multiplication, right?
Yes.
And this is called modulo. So do you know? So we have learned this modulo in school, right? So how that works? So this is the remainder.
Remainder, yes.
Modulo, remainder, right? I mean, all of you know about the remainder, or I should explain?
Yes, I mean, the remainder, if you divide something by something and there's a remainder, like 10 divided by 3, so the remainder is 1.
1.
Excellent, yes. So let's say if I have 5, and if I remind it, I mean, if I divide the 5 with 2, so what is my result is 2, right? 2, 2, and 4. And what is the result? 1. So this 1 is what? This 1 is remainder, right? And this is the result, right? So same concept. Let me take it out. So here, if I tell, if I tell 10 divide by, let's say, or 5 divide by 2, the result is 2, right? And what is the result of 5 modulo 2? Who can tell?
1.
1, right? 1, right? So if we modulo a number by 2, it should be either 0 or 1. It should not be any other number, right?
Yes.
Because it should be either 0 or 1. If you divide a number, if you modulo a number by 2, it will be either 0 or 1. So if it is 1, that means this is a odd number. If this is 0, that means this is an even number, right?
Yes.
So let's say if I say 6 modulo 2, so the result will be 0, right? That means this is an even number, correct? So we can apply now this logic inside of our if statement, right? So I can tell if x modulo 2 equal I mean, what do you want to print? We want to print the odd number, right? So if that equal 1, then print this line, correct?
Or we could say, even if you say instead of 1, can we say instead, and for example purposes, right? For let's say instead of saying 1, we could say 11 or 21 would still do the same thing, right?
Here?
No, line number 20.
Line number 20, okay. What do you want to tell?
Okay, so if instead of like x percentage 2 equal, instead of saying 1, if I say 11 or 21.
No, you can do that only because it's not the remaining. Remaining has to be either 0 or 1.
Oh, got it. Never mind. Just kidding. Okay, it makes sense now.
So if you modulo a number by 2, it will be always either 0 or 1, right? It will never be any other number.
Yes, yes, yes. Got it. Got it.
Right.
Yes.
So by getting 0, it proves that the number is even. By getting number 1, it proves that the number is odd, right? So that's how we are determining what that number is.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So now we have a checkpoint here, and we are checking if X is odd or even. So now if I execute the program, what will print?
11, 13, 15, 17, 19.
Let me try. Yes,
Yep.
you are right. Right. All of you understood this, or I should explain more?
Can you do other way, or this is the only way with the if statement?
Okay.
Without the modules, without the remainder.
So we could have cheated something here, right? Instead of if I comment it out, what if I increment X by 2? X equal to X plus 2. What's gonna happen?
So you start with 10 and then you increment it like 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
Okay, so in that case, it's printing the even number, right? But it's the odd number. That means we need to increment by 3.
But you
now
missed the 11. You missed the 11.
So now we are missing 11. Now we have to write here 9, right? Or maybe 7. Not 7, 8.
8, but then you're gonna print 8
then,
plus.
Then I'm printing 8 here. So this is not the right way to, yeah. So so what you have to do, you have to apply some logic, right?
So what I'm saying is this is the only way to print the odd number, right?
Yes. So to determine the odd number, you have to use the modulo. That is the right way.
Yes, yes.
Because if a number is odd or even, you can only understand by dividing that and getting the remainder, dividing that number by 2 and seeing the result of that, the remainder number, right? So if that is 0, that means the number is even. If that is 1, the number is odd number. So this is very common interview question. How you can determine a even or odd number. So that's the reason I am showing this example. Okay, so now if I tell you to print number 20 to number 50,
let me ask you a question. So the x plus the increment, since you use the modules, it doesn't matter what's the increment. Does it matter?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, it's matter, right?
It can
because
be
now
20.
So you have to do a +2, right? It has to be +2, right?
It has to be +2 for what? I mean, for
to
this
be
requirement?
like from 11 to 19.
Yeah. I mean, for the example, I just have shown you that it can be any number. But yes, in this case, it has to be 10, and this should be X plus plus, right?
I think it can go maximum equivalent to 20, right?
Yeah.
This number?
No. My question was like the increment has to you just leave it X plus plus. You cannot just define a number like X plus 2 or X plus 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. It's my bad. Yeah. So.
And also,
now,
sorry, I'm also, I think Hilal, I think Hilal asked in the class last time around, and I mean, I don't know if he understood, but I didn't understand, right? So when you say X plus plus, can you bring those 2 plus plus and before X, or does it mean the same thing, or it means something different?
2 plus plus?
No, plus plus X instead of X plus plus.
Yes.
Yes. Those are, I mean, two different meanings.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bring and post, right?
When you say, okay. So let's say, X.
Let me try.
Sure.
So if you put plus plus x, that means you are adding the x value after the whatever is the getting the result.
After value, yes. After means what? Okay, can you explain it again?
Like it will be like 10 plus 10, whether because on the line number you declare x equal to 10, right?
Okay.
So no, maybe
So
maybe
I
I'm
mean,
wrong.
Maybe,
okay,
okay.
okay.
So
Okay,
can you
so
go
tell
back
me
to
this
your
way.
note? Can you go back to your note where you showed us x plus plus equal to 1?
Where in here, right?
No, really.
No, I
No.
think it's toward the
You didn't
bottom or up.
write in the note.
Did I write it
I
on the
have a
note?
question. Are we going to continue past 10 or are we going to stop at 10? Because
We'll stop at 10.
all right, I'm going to have to leave then. I'll see you guys. So you said you're going to send a note about the new schedule for Ramadan, right?
Yes, you will get a announcement in our group chat.
Check your Hangouts, Halal. It's in there.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So yeah, Selena, you are looking for some note here?
So x, yeah, but I think you probably showed us something. Remember when they had a questions about x
Yes.
plus plus or x equal to, does it increment? And then you kind of told us like x plus plus,
Yes.
it means 1 regardless. So when they're saying plus plus x, does it mean something else? That's what I think their question was.
Yes.
Am I correct,
So
Amin?
plus plus, yes. So plus plus x is different. Let me show you here how that is different. So here I'm saying int a equal 5, right? If I tell int b equal a plus plus, so now if I ask you what is the value of b, what is the answer? Selena?
It would be 6.
No, it will not be 6. So let me try it here. So system.out.println b, right? So let me try it. So this is not 6, this is 5, right?
Yes.
Because so whenever the compiler or the parser, whenever they are evaluating this, it got 5, and the 5 assigned to this this variable, right? So and then again, if I now let's say if I print system, so who can tell what will be the value of a? If I print, so 5 will be printed. What will be the next value? What will be the value? I mean, value of a now.
You
Can
should
you
print
guess?
5. It should print 5.
5 or 6? It should be 6. It should be 6 because so it's 6, right? So here, here a is incrementing, but it is not incremented yet. It will increment in the next step, not in this line. In the next line, let's say after printing, after executing line 21, it jumped to line 22, right? So at this
Yes.
point of time, a is 5. But at this point of time, whenever the compiler come to line 22, in that time a become what? The 2. I mean the 6. So that also answers Omit's question. Omit, you asked me why in the for loop in the first time a was not incremented. You remember? You asked me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that also answer your question. So it will actually increment in this second step.
Oh, okay.
right?
Yes.
So now let's say you want to increment A in line 21. In that time, instead of writing A++, you can actually write ++A.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now the value of B will be 6. So now it will be 6. We can try now. Now he's saying 6, 6. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's already 10 now. We can wrap up the session. We came up to a for loop, right? So we will continue in our next session. We will complete the for. I will try my best to complete all the Java statements by next class, and also about the class and object, what you have covered in the class. Okay. Is there any question from anyone before we wrap the session?
You guys not going to share this class, correct? You said that the group session is not being shared anymore.
The recording.
Yeah.
So recording as in our. So do you really need? So you cannot attend. I noticed that you always attend late.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yes.
why you are missing?
Due to my scheduling, I cannot at 8 o'clock. So it's like by 9 o'clock, 9:30, and that's why. And I noticed that you don't teach the exactly same thing what the other instructor teaches. So I find myself missing out a lot. That's why.
Okay. So actually, we decided not to distribute the group session, but actually, I'm also I'm recording the session.
What you
I'm
can
recording the session, but I can actually, okay, I will talk to them, and I can actually, if that really benefit all of you, I can share those videos. Because
okay,
so far I have taken,
or you can show me how to record that. You can teach me, like give me the way of recording it, and I can have someone log in and record it for me. Or I can even log in and record it, just that I cannot, I'm here, but I just cannot be on the computer. So it's like, I can sign on at 8 o'clock, no problem. So I can leave it on record. And then,
I mean, let's do it this way. You already missed 3 classes so far in group session.
Right.
So let me do it this way. So I actually recorded all the sessions. So I will share with all of you. Okay. I will post it on the group chat.
Awesome.
Right.
You're the best, man. That's exactly what we need in life.
Thank you.
No problem.
You just saved our life.
And then going forward, if you can show me also, so that way you don't have to post it, I can just record it myself. If that's something against you guys' rule.
I don't think you can record it through GoToMeeting, but you need to have another tool.
Oh,
you
okay.
can
I have
start
it downloaded.
online, but don't worry, I'll do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So I'll see you guys on the next session, inshallah. Bye.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. No, I just texted you. Okay, I just sent you on a group, on a chat. So.
Okay. Bye.
Good night. Take care.